Hey, rowdy people, what's going on? I guess I just wanted to get in front of the camera and just kind of vent a little bit about my feelings on some of the chaos that's going on in our world today. Unless you don't live in the United States, you've probably heard of George Floyd and how he was brutally murdered in daylight right in front of his community by a police officer while the other police officers watched, and while citizens had to stand around and watch because out of fear of not helping for retaliation. The officer's knee was in this man's neck for 9 minutes, and I've been to 2 wars, and I've seen some gruesome shit in my day, okay? And this is the top, this is the top, one of the top. I mean, it was really, really hard to watch. And what the hell is going on in our society? You know, you always hear about police brutality and the shit that goes on behind the scenes, and kind of heard less about it once they started putting the cams on him and stuff. But there's always an incident, right? There's always an incident. I have a friend who has a son who is biracial, and he's part black and white. And, you know, she's expressed to me the way that this young man is treated while driving in his car, you know, and being pulled over by police officers for speeding 3 miles per hour over the limit, and having to get out of his car and put his hands on the car, and being strip searched and asked, where are you going? Where are you coming from? When I get speeding tickets, that doesn't happen to me, you know. I think there are a lot of issues here. Some that I don't know about. I am not a police officer. As somebody who was in the military and served 2 tours in Iraq, I can say that people do become desensitized to things. And PTSD plays a huge part in crazy, you know, people's behaviors. That doesn't make it any excuse, but how are we going to fix this? I mean, these cops, these haters, these hateful cops that are going around doing this to people, they do it to white people too. You know, there's statistics on it, you know. This happens to everybody, but it happens a lot to black people, okay? I have friends that are black who have gotten pulled over by the cops, and they have fear. They're always in fear that something is going to happen to them. That's not right. I don't have fear when I get pulled over a cop. I'm bummed. I'm annoyed. I'm like, fuck, maybe he'll let me out of it, you know? But I don't ever have fear. Nobody should have to live like that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting what that man did. What that animal did to that man, okay? I think, how are we going to fix it? I think police officers need different training. I think that everything they have learned has to be reevaluated as far as their workloads, perhaps lighter workloads, more therapy, mandatory therapy during their workloads. I don't know, but it's an issue and it needs to fucking stop. Okay, I have friends that have kids that get harassed, and they're good kids. Their skin just happens to be black. So I'm just thinking, you know, maybe a revamp with these cops, like, more training and therapy, mandatory therapy. PTSD runs rampant in the police force, and a lot of police officers are war veterans or military veterans. You know, and when you're working out on the streets, you know, 10 hours a day, and you're dealing with violent people and drug addicted people and people who are mentally ill, you become desensitized. Okay, I would imagine. All right, I've never been a cop, but I can relate to being put into situations that are toxic and having to live in situations like that day after day after day and becoming very desensitized, okay? My heart goes out to him, his family, anyone affected by this. And what do I think about the riots? I think that I understand why people are pissed. I understand why people want to protest. Do I think it is appropriate for the media to call rioters protesters? No, I do not. Do I think it's appropriate for people to burn shit down? No, I do not. I understand why people are pissed though, but in my heart of hearts, I wholeheartedly believe that the people that are burning shit down and looting and stealing, I don't think they care about George. I just have this gut feeling, you know? I'm glad that Frey, the mayor of Minnesota, arrested the officers, and I'm glad that they lost their jobs, and I hope that justice is served. I'll be very curious to follow that trial, and if I have time, I don't know what the future is going to look like. Maybe we could follow the trial online together, because usually they put that kind of stuff on Court TV, and you can watch the actual trial. That would be cool. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time is reaction trials, but I hope that we can get the rioting to stop. I hope more people protest, and I hope that we can come to a peaceful resolve. Look, our society is sick, okay? It's apparent. Everything that's going on with the pandemic, you know, all these rioters, it's like, I think it was like 190 something businesses in Minnesota that were burned to the ground. During this pandemic, people are having a hard enough time as it is. And I'm not talking about Targets and stuff. I'm talking about mom and pop shops. When people are burning shit and rioting in their own community, there's something really wrong. You know, when they're Carpo is one of my subscribers, and he was talking about how these riots say something totally different. Like, they don't have anything to do with George. They have to do with, like, a sick society. And I believe that. I believe that people are up to their necks and struggling to stay above water right now. The division between race, the division between politics, the division between sexes right now is unbelievable. And it's not just in this country, you know, it's all over. This pandemic has brought out a lot of ugly, and people are scared. You know, I think that a lot of these riots have to do with not only George and the injustice that George has gone through, but the fact that people are fed up. You know, the lack of depth that our society has as an American culture, the lack of depth. All people care about is putting their kissy faces on Instagram anymore. You know, the lack of connection is killing people. It's making people narcissistic and sick, and it's apparent. Everybody can feel it. Everybody can see it in their gut. Something's got to change. This is a great opportunity for change. You know, we're losing our rights. We're overpopulated. We're running out of water. The food industry is toxic. Our planet. No wonder why we're in such fucking duress. Our planet's not in balance. We have no respect for our planet, for Mother Nature, for each other. Shit's got to change, and it's got to start with yourself. A lot of people come to my channel who are addicted to drugs, who are struggling, and who want to make better lives for themselves. A lot of people come to my channel who are in recovery and thriving. I urge you, I don't have a very big channel, and I don't work the channel, so I'm not gaining subscribers, but the few hundred people that come to this channel, if you are struggling, I beg you to get your shit together. Because right now, we need to know what's going on in the world. We need to do our research. We do not need to listen to the bullshit media, okay? CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, all that bullshit, it's not real, okay? We need to get truth back, okay? And we need to take care of ourselves. Stop living in fear. The fear of thriving, you know, get our heads and our bodies and our minds clear so that we can take a look at the fucking chaos that's going on and fix it and come up with a solution. Because if we don't, our children are going to be fucked. And that's a fact. It's time. What's the solution? The solution is working on yourself diligently to make sure you are living with integrity and doing the right thing so we can have a clear head to know what the fuck's going on out there, because it's a shitstorm. Excuse all my cursing, I can't help it. Milo wants to say hi. Say hi, Milo. Say hi, honey. It's time. It's time. It's time to figure out, if you don't know what your values are, it's time to sit down and write it out and figure it out and start living by them. Because if we don't, there's going to be a problem, you know, and a lot of great solutions come from big time problems, and we're in the middle of the chaos right now, guys. I don't want to, you know, keep preaching all this tragedy or anything like that, but you know, there are a lot of good things going on in this world today, and there's a lot for me in my life. I have a lot of support, and I have a lot of gratitude for the things that are going on in my life, you know, and I'm really grateful that I'm not in active addiction anymore, and I'm not drinking myself till I black out, and I'm not, you know, hanging around with people who don't give a shit about me, you know, and I'm hanging around with the right people. I'm trying to do the right things for my life, and I'm taking care of myself. I'm so grateful that I'm doing that today, because this pandemic has put me in a position where I'm starting to look at politics. I never cared about politics before. I didn't care what was going on around me in the world. This pandemic, it woke me up. It woke me up, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. All of a sudden, rights are being taken away from me, and I'm like, I need to pay attention. You know, the fact that you can't go to work, you have to wear a mask, you this, you that. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? You know, and it's really, I've had a lot of time to really open my eyes and take a serious look at what's going on. It's not good. And if you're living in a drug phase right now, and you're, you know, like, living to get high right now and living to get fucked up right now, now's the time to get your shit straight so you can jump on the boat and we can make some real changes, because it starts with us. It starts with figuring out what your values are, figuring out how to live with integrity, and knowing what's going on, staying alert, staying alive, knowing what's going on around us, because the shit's going down, people. Thank you for listening to this rant. I'm upset. I really hope, I pray for, I pray for this country. I used to be a really patriotic person. It's kind of hard to now. It's kind of hard to when you've got the world, the country so divided, and nobody has that American spirit anymore. People do, but it's just being convoluted by the bullshit of politics. I believe in our society. I believe in standing up. I believe in having integrity. I believe in hard work, and I believe in making a better place for myself and for the people around me. I believe that we're good enough to do it. I believe human beings have that potential. We have the potential to tear shit up, burn shit down, and we have the potential to get up and make things right. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm praying for us all right now. I'm praying for us all, and I hope that we can get it together. And because, like I said, it starts with us. It starts with you. So, talk soon.